afraid of changing, 'cause I've built my life around you.
It was so sad. Joey Votto joined us, and he said prior to his last game with the Reds, he played this song 15 times and just started crying. Joey Votto, Reds first baseman, joining us now. Where are you, Joey?
I'm in Reykjavik. I think that's how you pronounce it, Iceland, right now. I just landed actually a few hours ago, so you woke me up from my sleep.
Why
Thank
are
you.
you in
I need a
Iceland?
wake-up call.
Why?
I've never been. And I wanted to make a stop for a few days. I heard it's beautiful.
Okay.
So,
What do you
yeah,
think so far? Have you seen anything?
cold, wet. It is. I woke up I landed this morning. It's pitch black outside, so I have no idea what it is. But I can't wait to explore. I mean, I love to travel.
Okay, just be careful when you take a car around Iceland. Just make sure that you're aware of black ice. Okay.
Will do.
Yes.
Have you been?
My family went twice, and but they loved it. Loved it.
Good.
But they did. They hit some black ice and started spinning.
Oh my.
Yeah. So just be careful. I don't know what the temperatures are, but just be aware of that. Have you been recognized in Reykjavik?
No, I haven't, but I'll be sure to wear my uniform out and about when I go and hike.
That would be funny if you just show up at the bar with your full uniform on, have some black, you put the black under your eye. That'd be good.
Hi, everyone. Actually, oh, I'd wear a Reds uniform, but if it's an astute fan, someone would be like, "You don't even work for them right now, so how can you wear that uniform?"
Okay.
So,
Now,
yeah,
so you're not going to watch the baseball playoffs? Do you even care?
I knew I was going to speak to you this morning, so on the flight down, I watched highlights from every game. So I had something to talk about because I thought nobody wants to keep hearing me, ask Taylor out, through a third party or talk about, retirement stuff. I think that I speak baseball and I was hoping to do some baseball, chatting with you. So I'd love to do that with you. So,
Okay. Did you get any feedback, first of all, with shooting your shot with Taylor Swift? It's been a week.
yeah, I had a few people basically laugh at me. So I got no feedback whatsoever. No.
Okay. What about to you playing the song Landslide 15 times in a row and weeping before your last game? Did you get any sympathy? Any women reach out to you?
No, I felt like that was personal. I don't know why I shared that with you, to be honest. I was pretty embarrassed afterwards. It was one of those moments where I was like, why'd you share that? Why'd you have to share that? You didn't have to share that. What are you doing? Especially, the thing I noticed the most, the feedback I got the most was me saying I'm coming back and playing. And I heard a lot about that through texts and through, media and stuff like that. So thank you for giving me an opportunity to share that publicly. I didn't realize your platform touched a few. So
Yeah.
yeah.
I have a big platform.
I know now. I
Uh,
thought this was like a mom pop operation.
Did you flee to Iceland to get away from, the questions about Taylor Swift or your future in baseball and staying in Cincinnati? Is that what you're doing?
No, I flew here so I could throw my uniform on and test to see whether or not the Iceland market is for me. Whether or not there's a draw here. So not so much.
The social scene is very good in Reykjavik. Just
I've heard that.
let you know.
I've heard that. I heard the city's great and the people look great. The people seem great, friendly. I sat next to a woman on the plane last night, and she was telling me all about what to go see, and so friendly. So I look forward to it.
All right, some baseball here. Let me start with celebrating in the locker room with the goggles. Fritzy has a problem when, Justin Verlander and the Astros, he said they're soft because.
Yes.
Are they soft if you wear goggles during the celebration in the locker room?
It depends on the team. I know when I first came up, newly inducted Hall of Famer Scott Rowland said, "Listen, buddy, if I catch you wearing those goggles during the celebration, we're going to have an issue," sort of thing. But I mean, now it's part of playoff celebration. It seems to me everybody's wearing goggles, so Fritzy might be right. He may be old. He sounds like Fritzy's old school.
Oh yeah, very. Yeah, very.
Very old school. Of course, Fritzy's old school. What kind of question? I mean, how could I miss that?
But what
One of the
about
Danettes. One of the Danettes. Is that after planets? Is that Danette's planets? Like one of your guys is Mars, one's
Uranus?
Venus. Who is Uranus?
That would be Todd.
Ah,
That would be Todd. No, Reggie Miller named them the Danettes, and he just called them the Danettes one day, and then people would say, "Well, don't you know that that would mean they're women?" And I go, "I didn't give it that much."
What does it matter? What does it matter? It's one of the Danettes.
Yeah,
Reggie's got a real personality on him. I met him a good bit ago. Yeah, good guy. Good guy.
Did you care about the Astros when they were cheating?
I was quoted saying I'd be surprised if they were the only one.
Yeah.
Um, of course you're aware of it. I don't know the depths to which they were doing that. But I will say the second that Robert Manfred laid down the punishment, I've moved on completely. I'm a believer. Once you've served time, once you've served a punishment, it's over. Same with the players, everybody involved. That's my take.
But they didn't serve any time. The only people who got punished were the manager and the GM. That's what I think. That's the problem with the Astros. If they served their time, they got suspended, whatever it might be, then I think people would move on from it. But it feels.
Are you saying specifically the players?
Yes.
Well, how do you know who's who? How do you know who benefited, who didn't? Are you saying the entire team, all roster players throughout the entire season, even if it exceeds 40?
Well, some players cooperated. Players had immunity, so therefore they told the commissioner, whatever, you ask me a question, I'll give you an answer. There's no repercussions there. So we know that there was cheating because people paid a price. My point is they keep winning, and I keep saying, well, why did you cheat in the first place if you guys were this good? Were you ever aware of the Astros cheating during a game?
No, and I don't know their players very well. We rarely play them in interleague.
Yeah.
We obviously don't play them during the regular season. We weren't a strong team during that window, so we didn't match up in the playoffs. So it was almost like from another continent. And then when you hear all the reports and you see the commentary, that's when you perk your ears up and you ask the question, "Oh, what's going on here? Is this ubiquitous? Among all the winning teams?" But as far as the players, I think I don't know the investigation. I know so little about this subject, other than they were dinged, and a lot of people in the industry thought that yes, they were punished appropriately.
Talking to Joey Votto, are you still listed as the Reds' first? I mean, I don't even know how to introduce you. You just
I don't know how. I don't know. I think my contract's finished up November 1, I think. So I'm still the Reds' first baseman or a first base option, but
Paulie,
season's done. So
would you check the Reds' official roster as of this morning?
Yeah, I got
that would hurt. That would hurt if I'm off.
What do you want to hear, Joey?
I want to hear the truth.
Okay.
And no, I still can't handle it.
I'm on the Reds website and MLB's website. You're still listed as on the website.
How about that? Yeah.
6'2", 220.
Yeah. Are you 6'2",
We'll be pulling that up to no 30. COVID. So my dog died at the very beginning of COVID, and I used to go for multiple walks a day. And for like the last year or two, I've put on maybe 5-7 pounds, and I realize now it's because I'm not walking my dog anymore. Once, twice a day, I'd walk for 75 minutes or so. And I think over the years that I was 222 to 227, and now I'm like 228 to 232. So my goal is to tighten up, get back down to close to 225.
Plus, if you want to meet a woman having a puppy, come on.
I know. It worked. It used to work. It worked.
Explain to me the Dodgers. How does that happen?
Yes. Well, I think the 5-game series is tough. And before we go, I'd love to chat about the Arcia Harper exchange. But I think the 5 game series is tough, and I think there's a reason why people get excited. Real baseball. I'm not saying real baseball fans, but there's so much randomness during the Major League playoffs, especially with the shorter series, the 3 game series, the 5 game series. So, next thing you know, they're down 2-0 and they put up 4 homers in 1 inning. And it's like, that's the sort of feeling. I remember in 2012, and I don't mean to go so far back, but we were playing the San Francisco Giants. We were up 2 games after beating them in San Francisco, coming back to Cincinnati, and they came back and tied it 2-2. And in the second, third, fourth inning, Buster Posey had a grand slam in Game 5, and it just felt like, oh, we're about to, that feeling of like, how do you come back from this? And I think that may have been the sensation. 4 straight home runs. How do we come back from this sort of thing in such a short series? I'm sensing that's probably what happened. I don't know how much you can control in the playoffs.
The Bryce Harper situation. So he gets doubled up the night before, and then all of a sudden hits a couple of home runs, and then stares down one of the players who kind of made fun of him a little bit in the locker room after the game.
No, not kind of. And this is what I think baseball needs more of. I think we need these exchanges. First of all, Bryce is one of the more iconic players in our sport. Obviously, one of the better players in our sport, best players in our sport, 2-time most valuable player. Orlando Arcia, if I'm not mistaken, started the All-Star game this year, so he's a successful player in his own right. But I think these exchanges between teams, between stars, between players, I think will really, and tell that story. And that way we get to have those moments. And the photo of Harper looking back at Arcia, I mean, how good is that for a baseball fan? The big moments, you could sense the anger. I think, and I'm not going to mind read here, but I think the average baseball fan wants to hear the anger, the emotion, the hatred, the spite. I guarantee when Arcia and Harper step away from the field and the series is done, they dap each other up, handshake each other. And come on, it's just competition. But in competition, give us that context. Attaboy, Harper, way to go. He's kind of making fun of him, way to run the bases. He hears it, and then all of a sudden he's like, all right, you want to talk about me? Let me show you what I can do with this bat. Let me put a dagger in this game, sort of thing. So Phillies are up 2-1, I think, just out of spite. That was a spite win almost.
What's that sound?
It'll be a great series. They'll play 5. I bet you they play 5.
What's that sound like when you're at first base and somebody homers?
Sharp, like sharp sounding. It's a distinct sound. If you put me behind the dugout where I can't see the game and I faced away from the game and I just listened to the game, I could tell you that's a flare foul ball, that's a pop up in the infield, and I'd be pretty darn close. And I could tell for sure. I could tell the Rockets for sure. It's hard to tell the homers because the hard hit balls and the homers sound the same, but the distinct sound, and then you feel the buildup of the crowd, and then the reaction afterwards. It's all one sound.
But there are certain players who have a different sound when they hit the base. I remember hearing Jock Peterson, and the ball left his bat, and I went, "That sounds different." Are there guys, like, is there a sound from a player's bat that, like, he's different than anybody else?
Yeah, I hit with Josh Hamilton after he came off of the Reds signed him before them even a minor league stint. Just that sound. We were hitting in Sarasota, Florida, with these dud balls. They were soaked and beaten up, and that sound. And there's only a few players that have that sound. It's distinct. When a now Yordan Alvarez, when a Bryce Harper, when the judges hit the ball, it's a different sound. And then you can feel the heat off the barrel. You're watching for that ball because it's scary. So the sound off the bat, the sound of the ball traveling through there, the more you play and the more you're close to the action, yes, there are some distinct sounds.
I think I can honestly say you're the best baseball analyst in Iceland right now.
Yeah.
Wow.
How about that?
Yeah.
Thank you, Danettes. Wow. I appreciate. Yes, Jupiter, Saturn. Thank you, guys.
The planets. What is your plan for the rest of the day in Iceland?
Get up, get out, I hear, I'm an older guy, and I gotta get in those thermal pools. I gotta soak the aching bones. So I'll probably get up and get out, and it's not a good hiking day, but I'd love to go for a walk here soon.
Okay. Be careful.
Definitely. Watch out for black ice.
Yeah. How long are you there for?
A few days. What's this? Too much information, Dan. Let's keep.
Oh, are you going to
let's not tell
regret
people where
saying
my
anything?
Let's not tell people where my coordinates are.
Okay.
If I say 5-6 days, all of a sudden it's going to be a crowd of Joey Votto fans looking for me in my uniform. You're nice.
By the way,
I got a question for you. Before we go, is Pluto a planet? Is Pluto a Danet?
No.
Okay.
Yeah, intern. Pluto is an intern.
Okay.
An intern.
Good.
If you play next year, you have to promise this audience that Landslide will be your walk-up song.
I want Landslide to be the walkout song I use on the last day of the season.
No, then you'll be crying. You'll be at the plate.
Well, why?
Crying.
Yeah. Why would I cry opening day? You're trying, so I have to normalize it. I have to build up a callus to the song.
Yeah. Wait, you cry on opening day?
If I walked out to Fleetwood Mac's Landslide, yes.
Okay.
I like that I'm the best analyst in Iceland, by the way. Thank you.
Good luck with that at the bar tonight.
Thank you. Yeah, it'll work well.
It could.
I am the best analyst in Iceland. Baseball, you know?
Yeah. Here we go. We say goodbye to Joey Votto. He may have played his last game. God, if John Smoltz goes to Iceland, Joey Votto gets kicked down a notch as far as baseball analyst. Damn. Man. Once again, hey, it hits me. It hits me hard too, Joey. He cries after every appearance here on the Dan Patrick Show. Women love that. He's vulnerable. Even more in Iceland. They love that. That's Joey Votto, former MVP. He actually won a gold glove. You know what? I should ask him for his gold glove. He's not using that thing.